What is up, guys? It's your friendly neighborhood web war fanatic, and we got a crazy video for you guys today. So, Fantasy Flight Games for Marvel Champions just announced the fourth hero of the Age of Apocalypse wave here, and it is going to be Magneto. And I am super duper excited. If you guys haven't followed this channel, you guys know that I really wanted Magneto the most. I think that he's going to be super fun to play. He's one of my favorite villains in the game and one of my favorite Marvel villains of all time. He's super duper nuanced, super duper powerful, and I'm excited to see his mechanics here. Before we jump into it, I want to give a huge shout out to Kobe. We had a bet going on. You guys know I won that bet. Let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so Magneto, the hero. All that I've endured and everything I've done, it was all to preserve mutant kind. So formerly the X-Men's greatest foe, Eric Lenscher, better known as Magneto, renounced his villainous ways and took up his friend Xavier's dream of peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans. Just like in X-Men 97, I'm super excited for this. Now he fights alongside the X-Men as a hero in his own right, and with his incredible power over magnetism at his command, the Ages of Apocalypse won't stand a chance. And we saw Magneto multiple times in the campaign log, like this Magneto with his white suit here. And then Fantasy Flight Games is thrilled to announce Magneto, the fourth hero of this wave that they kept a secret for a really long time. There was no leaks. They kept everything, tight-lidded and everything. The Mighty Mutant bends the battlefield to his will with this expansion pack, which introduces Magneto as a new playable hero alongside his 15 signature cards. And he has a leadership deck here, which is super cool. And then you'll be able to command your allies and the forces of magnetism in equal measure from the moment you open the box. With this ability to pull magnetic cards from his deck at will, oh, that is so cool. So the villain Magneto, in case you guys don't know, he can summon up magnetic cards from his deck by milling the encounter deck after he gets enough magnet counters. So it looks like that the hero Magneto is going to be doing the exact same thing, and tutoring cards is always really powerful. Magneto is a mighty hero and a fitting addition to the X-Men's roster. This hero pack also includes a bonus module encounter set, including the Hellfire Club. Oh, that's really cool. All right, so there we go. We got Magneto here sitting on the couch. Let's take a look at his alter ego card. So he has 3 recovery, 10 life, hand sets of 6, so everything's just regular. And then Survivor is his ability here. Response after you change this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile into your deck. Okay, I'm a little bit surprised and a little tiny bit underwhelmed by this. You guys know I love alter ego abilities, and so this one's only whenever he's flipping and he can't choose. It's gonna be the top 3 cards. So it could be really powerful, I think, if you can always flip at the correct time, or if there's a way to manipulate the encounter discard pile or the player discard pile. But yeah, not my favorite ability for alter ego. I like something that you can trigger whenever you want, not just on the flip. Okay, so Magneto here. Okay, he looks awesome. A 2/2/2 style line, so that's a really good style line. Just that basic standard card that we're looking for. Magnetic pull action. Discard cards on the top of your deck until a magnetic card is discarded. Add that card to your hand. Limit once per round. Okay, so that was like the exact same thing as a villain Magneto. Whenever he gets enough magnetic counters, he mills from the top of the deck until you get a magnetic card. So the hero Magneto has the same effect. I think it's gonna really feel like you're searching through and you're getting those, a magnetic thing to your hand with his magnetic pool here. Hands has a 5 and 10 hit points, so just very standard here. It doesn't look outright super powerful, but I think that this can be really powerful. It's effectively getting a +1 hand draw to your hand, right? The only bad thing here is it looks like if you have only like a few cards left in your deck and there's no more magnetic cards in your deck, if you trigger this ability, then it will fizzle if you don't get a magnetic card and you milled out your deck, you get dealt an encounter card, and then you will not get a magnetic card for that turn that you run out of cards in your deck, unfortunately. But yeah, okay, let's take a look at his other stuff. So magnetic pull, yeah, so we just looked at the Magneto card here. In his hero form, I am loving the art on both sides here. I think that this is one of the best arts that we've gotten from this wave. I really like Nightcrawler's art as well, but Magneto looks really cool here. Both the alter ego and the hero art. I love the hero art especially here. He's just standing there with his with the magnet stuff. And essential to his playstyle is his magnetic pull ability, which allows you to discard cards on top of your deck until you find a magnetic card, and you add to your hand once per round. Okay, and then every single one of his signature cards. Oh, okay, that is really cool. So all of Magneto's 15 signature cards have the magnetic trait, which means that it's basically a way to just get his cards, which is awesome. And then he also has his helmet. Let's take a look at what that is. 3 cost upgrade, Magneto gains state. Oh my goodness, it's super duper cool. It's very similar to the villain Magneto. In case you guys don't know, the villain Magneto's helmet. I love that they're doing that. I love the parallels between the villains and the heroes. Like, you know, Villain Nebula and Hero Nebula has the exact same name for the technique. So I'm expecting a lot of the same stuff here for Magneto as well, which I think would be really cool. So getting the steady there is awesome. And then as a resource, you can exhaust the helmet to generate a wild resource for a magnetic card. So basically, a resource generator for his identity specific cards. Very cool. And does have that magnetic trait for him to pull with his magnetic pull ability. He can just get it from the top of his deck if it's the next card coming up. And then let's see, it gives him steady. So the villain version gives him makes him not able to get confused, which I think I would have preferred. That's a really cool way. It's kind of like a confused stalwart, but I think steady also works out to help out with stuns as well, and it'll make it a little bit less overpowered too. Um, and then Grand Future Magnetic cards. While his armor, okay, what's the armor? Something with stuns. 2 cost upgrade. Magneto's armor response after you resolve your magnetic pull ability. If you discard at least one of the following resource icons, he gets. Oh, okay. He gets bonuses to his stats. So this is entirely different than the armor for the villain actually, because that one just gives him +1 attack and makes him not able to get stunned. So yeah, I mean this is a pretty good card because whenever you're searching for a magnetic pull ability, if you're discarding cards, it's generally a bad thing because you want to get your magnetic card, but it's generally a bad thing to lose other cards. But this gives you a bonus effect for losing those cards, right? So if you get a +1 Thor, +1 attack, or +1 defense, it would be pretty nice. And the art here is crazy good. So it combos really well with his ability. And then it can take advantage of extra cards you discarded to give him a boost to his stats. By discarding so many cards from the top of his deck, you may be worried that Magneto will end up with extra encounter cards. Yeah, that is what I'm worried about. Asteroid M, what is this card? It's a 2-cost support, alter ego action, exhaust Asteroid M, shuffle the topmost magnetic card in your discard pile into your deck, and heal 1 damage from your identity. So he's getting a lot of the topmost cards into his deck. And from what it's looking like here, actually, I just thought about it. His alter ego ability here, I spoke too soon earlier. I think that this is a good ability for Magneto because he's running out of a bunch of cards in his deck. And then these response here is you can put 3 cards on top of your discard pile back into your deck. So he's really trying to prevent himself from decking out here with his alter ego ability. And the only thing that's not as thematic is that this ability usually won't be getting magnetic cards, right? Because you're milling for magnetic cards with his hero ability, and you get that one to your hand, and you're getting stuff like, let's say, for example, like X-Men Allies or like Avengers Mansion or like Utopia into your discard pile. So the survive response here is usually getting those type of cards, those aspect cards or basic cards. But yeah, but still, very, very good ability that works with Magneto, even though I don't think it's as thematic. And Asteroid M definitely works that same way to get those. And Asteroid M gets a magnetic card, right? So this one is very thematic. You're getting the topmost magnetic card into your discard pile back into your deck. I think the alter ego abilities is going to work a little bit more for helping Magneto not deck out than Asteroid M. But being able to choose this card, I think is really cool. It's very similar to the Master of Magnetism, which is a treachery card in the Magneto encounter set, where he gets a topmost magnetic card and activates against you with using it as a boost card. So Asteroid M kind of builds off of that, which I think is really cool, and you get to heal 1 damage as well. Okay, let me see. Okay, combine that with, yeah, his alter ego ability that we saw earlier. Yeah, we can get a lot of mileage out of a single deck cycle for sure, which I think is really cool. He might actually be able to get more mileage from deck cycle than most other heroes, even though his hero ability is constantly cycling or milling out his deck, which I think is really cool. Okay, we're gonna take a look at his events here, and they are all superpowers. That's kind of expected because a lot of the X-Men have superpowered cards, and Death Focus is going to be really good for a lot of the X-Men. Okay, so Electromagnetic Blast, just like the encounter card, 2-cost event, magnetic, superpower, and thwart. Okay, so here action, thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, so a very basic type of effect for most of the signature thwart events for heroes. You may discard an attachment with the text. Oh my goodness, okay. This is crazy. So you may discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. That is huge. In case you guys don't know, I mean, villain attachments with the text hero action or hero response could be like the advanced glider. It could be like Magneto's helmet himself for the villain Magneto, right? There are so many super nasty attachments there, and this card can get rid of it. So, and this is kind of a tech for villains, so it doesn't really help Magneto in any type of specific way. But a lot of villains in the game, probably I would say more than half of the villains in the game, have nasty attachments that do have the text hero action or hero response, so he can help you get rid of that with his story event. But if you're playing a villain that does not have the attachment attached, it's just going to be a 2 for 3, which is not that good. But the effect, if you can get it off, is very high value. It's just a very low floor, right? Just being a 2 for 3 in situations where you can't get it off, it's not going to be as good. And then if you manage to clear scheme entirely, okay. Oh, metal shards, just like the encounter card as well. 3 cost event. Here, action attack, do 7 damage to enemy. Okay, so I'm looking for at least 8. If this attack defeats that enemy, gain a tough status card. Okay, okay, that's not terrible. Not my favorite type of event here. I mean, obviously getting a tough stats card is huge. I think it's thematic with Magneto as well because, you know, he's getting those magnetic stuff to put around him as an armor. And he has the electromagnetic like force field thing going on, right? So I think it's cool that you get a tough if you can defeat an enemy. Yeah, I mean, I guess if they do 3 for 8, it's just straight up better than Spider-Man Peter Parker's effect, right? But then the fact that it's on a contingency of if this attack defeats the enemy, I think it could have been a 3 for 8 and still be fairly balanced. 3 for 7 is a little bit lower than what I would like. And obviously, if you're trying to gun down the villain, this card isn't that good for a final push because the tough wouldn't really matter because you just need the damage. So I'm a little bit. I think it's good for defensive plays. I think it's good for taking out minions. Not my favorite card, but obviously the tough is invaluable. I think it's really good. It's just for what I want with an attack event. It's not necessarily defense stuff. Maybe if it was like a weaker attack event, like a 1 cost or 2 cost attack event that does less damage to give him a tough, I think it would be really good. But the fact that this is the 3 cost attack event, so it's probably going to be his strongest attack. I kind of wish there wasn't a defensive ability tied into that. And then, let's see. So, defeat an enemy, then you can name yourself a tough task card. With so many powerful abilities at his fingertips, it's clear that Magneto will need to utilize his skills with depth focus. Yeah, so we talked about that earlier. Oh, he got a. Oh man, shout out to Villain Theory. I know that Villain Theory has been asking for us to get a reprint of Depth Focus for the longest time because Depth Focus is the one with Doctor Strange and it's only in the Galaxy's Most Wanted. But now we finally got a new Depth Focus here, which is really, really cool with Angel here. So yeah, you can exhaust Depth Focus to reduce the resource cost of the next superpower card you play this turn by 1. Very good with all the X-Men, very good for Magneto. It's funny that we're getting this at the end of all the X-Men cycles here, but we can use this card for all the previous X-Men as well that have a bunch of superpowers. All right, we're going to take a look at some of his other cards here as well, his leadership cards. So we finally got a Cyclops ally, which I am super duper excited to see here. 3 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 life. Very low life here, but good thwart and good attack. I'm just shocked that his life is a little bit low. After Cyclops enters play, choose an enemy. Until the end of that phase, increase the amount of damage that enemy takes from each attack by 1. So very similar to his Cyclops' tactic upgrade, the one that costs 1 and increase all damage taken by 1. I like how they kind of combine some of the hero ability stuff with the ally stuff, right? So, or the hero cards of Cyclops with the ally Cyclops here. I think that is a very good effect for a final push, and like that it's thematic with Cyclops. Not necessarily his optic blast ability, but his tacticalness, right? Because Cyclops is a huge tactician, so he can increase the amount of damage that everyone's doing to that enemy whenever he enters play. So very thematic for him. We also got a 1 cost support here. I love supports. Won't stay down with Shadowcat here. Play only if your identity has the X-Force or X-Men trait, max 1 per player, as an alter ego action. So that's kind of fun. So you kind of usually have to play this card in your hero form unless you have the honorary X-Men on yourself, because in alter ego you don't have the X-Men or X-Force trait. But then it's an alter ego action for alter ego support. This card, return. Oh yeah, this card. Okay, I'm not a fan of that. Return an X-Men or X-Force ally, or X-Force or X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. Okay, that's why it's so powerful. This is a really strong effect. You only use an alter ego, but you can kind of tutor whatever ally that you need straight back into your hand. So, I mean, holy cow, I think this is a really powerful effect. We're getting so many new ways to tutor X-Men allies straight to your hand. And sure, it's only from discard pile, but the fact that it's a support that can stay in play for when you need to trigger it, I think that is huge to get down. So, I mean, this is a really good card. I think that this easily goes up as one of the best leadership cards in the game, I think. And I could just be speaking way too early from the hype, but I really like how this card looks right now. Okay, and it says Magneto has a lot of power at his disposal, but his mutant abilities aren't the only things at his command. Coming out of the box with a pre-built leadership deck, Magneto also brings the might of the X-Men to the battlefield, calling iconic members of the team like Phoenix. What? We got a Phoenix ally too? That is crazy. 3 cost, 2 thwart, 1 attack, 3 life. So a little bit under the curve for a 3. Actually, no, that's straight up on the curve, right? 2 thwart, 1 attack. I think that's good. Response after she enters play, choose an X-Men ally. Ready that ally and heal 1 damage from it. Okay, so kind of like the telepathic kicker cards. I think it's called telekinetic kick. I'm not sure. That leadership card that comes in the Phoenix pack. She can ready up an ally, heal damage from it, and then it can activate again. So very good synergy with leadership cards. Kind of a free get ready there with her. And then let me see. And then the Cyclops ally, which we looked at, and then they have powerful enter play abilities, right? So let's take a look at them again. When she enters play, and when Cyclops enters play, really good that it's not played from the hand. So you play and make the call to grab them, then you get their effect triggered. If you wrap a response, you get their effect triggered as well. Really strong abilities here. And obviously the to me, my X-Men will trigger their effects as well. Let me see. So utilize it won't stay down. So we saw this card earlier. Really good leadership card. And then new recruits. So 0 cost. Player's side scheme here. Play only if your Denny has the X-Men trait. When defeated, each player chooses 1 set aside new ally and adds them to their hand. What is a new ally? Chooses 1 set aside new ally with the new trait. What is a new ally? Let's see. Phoenix does not have it either, right? Yeah, she's Psionic X-Men. Cyclops is an X-Men here. I'm not sure what a new ally is. Like a no. Okay, I don't know who this is lore-wise. So he has the new trait. So it has to be a new ally. I'm guessing this is maybe like the new X-Men stuff, or maybe the X-Men that came with the white suit Magneto. 2 cost ally. Holy cow, his stats are crazy. Oh, he's linked to new recruits. Okay, that's why. So he's 2 cost ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 life, which is a crazy stat line having 2 thwart and 2 attack for being 2 cost. But he's linked, so you can't get him out normally, right? If you have another mutant or X-Men trait, if you have the mutant or X-Men trait, I mean, he gets +1 thwart and does not count against your ally limit. Okay, that's crazy. So, I mean, he's going to be super effective with new recruits. I wonder what are the other allies that come in this thing. But 0 cost to play means he works with anyone, not just Cable. And then 2 thwart for solo, right? So you thwart it out. You can get that ally to your hand. Okay, so I think that's kind of balanced because it goes to your hand, not straight up into play. So you still have to pay 2 costs for it, in addition to thwarting 2 costs from the scheme, but still a really powerful scheme. Player stats scheme, I mean, and a lot of synergies I can see working out really well with that. And he comes in with essentially 3 thwart, right? I mean, because you're going to have the mutant or X-Men trait if you're playing X-Men. So that's really good. Yeah, definitely a very good card with the new recruits here to get another ally into play. And I really want to see what are the other linked new allies. And if the situation turns dire, one of them could perform a noble sacrifice. Oh man, this is just like Magneto's noble sacrifice in X-Men 97. 1 cost event, and then I think that's Psylocke. No, that's X-23 on the art, sacrificing herself. Hero action, discard an ally you control. Heal damage from your hero equal to the allies. Oh man, you're throwing the ally away. That's crazy. So you can heal damage from your hero equal to the allies' printed hit points, and give your hero a tough status card. Holy cow, this is huge. This bypasses all of your chump blocking needs. So a lot of the Age of Apocalypse scenarios prevent you from chump blocking, right, with Gene Pool. And just every single time you chump block and an ally dies to an attack, you get some sort of negative effect. I don't know why I did air quotes there. You get a negative effect, right? That's kind of what the game is leaning towards. But if you play leadership now, you can include Noble Sacrifice, and you get a tough status card, so you don't need to chump block with the ally. The ally dies, but then you get to heal. You get to heal your life up to their printed hit points, not their remaining hit points. I mean, this card, so far, everything we've seen powers of leadership so much, and I think that this powers it up even more. This card may be even better than the other the leadership support that we just saw. It's a hero action, so you play it during your phase. It's a tactic card, so Cyclops is going to go crazy with the Noble Sacrifice. You use it during your turn. Yeah, you can have the ally activate, have 1 hit point left, play the Noble Sacrifice, you heal up to its printed hit points, which is insane, and you get a toughness for the next turn. This is a crazy card for sure. 1 cost is too cheap for this card. Okay. And then let's see, this is gonna be the Hellfire. Okay, I think I'm just gonna look at the Magneto's cards here. Okay, so with his mastery of magnetism in his hands and the might of the X-Men at his side, Magneto is a powerful hero and a fantastic addition to any team. Look forward to battling the forces of Apocalypse with Magneto when the Magneto Hero Packs arrive. When the Magneto Hero Pack arrives this November, you can pre-order your own copy. All right, guys, that is it here. That is the Magneto Hero for the Age of Apocalypse wave. It has officially been announced. We have him here. We know what the fourth hero is. Finally, shouts to everyone that predicted Magneto. I apologize to everyone that really wanted Beast. It would have been really cool to get Beast along with Magneto. Shouts to D20 who wanted Mystique. Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed my live reaction here. It's not a live video, but it is my first time looking at the cards. And yeah, what are my thoughts on Magneto? My final conclusions on him, I guess. So, I mean, if you guys have spoken to me, you guys know that I wanted Magneto to be the strongest hero in the game. I thought that he was worthy of that title. I think that a lot of the new heroes that they are making now are very streamlined. So he isn't necessarily fused streamlined, right? He has ways to maneuver with his and synergies with aspect cards to where his cards are still really good and you can search for them when you need for them. But if you don't need for them, then you don't have to search for them. So I think that that's really, really cool. I like his style. And it's very balanced. From what we've seen so far with just his events and his upgrades, I don't think he's gonna be that S tier hero. And obviously, guys, I was completely wrong with Bishop. I didn't know Bishop would be that powerful as well. So I'm hoping I'm wrong with him as well here. You guys know that when Magneto comes out, if it was Magneto, I want to take Magneto through the Galaxy's Most Wanted expert campaign. So I think I'm still gonna try to do that here with Magneto. I think that I mean, he has the potential to be really powerful. I think there's a lot of hidden synergies in his kit, and I think his kit's not as streamlined as all the other X-Men heroes that we've seen. I think he has a lot of different and unique ways to play him. So I think that's gonna be really cool. So yeah, I'm super excited for him. Hopefully, I thought some of his cards were a little bit underwhelming to me, but hopefully they can be way more powerful than what I thought. And I think for especially facing Ronan here, the Thor event, what is it? The electromagnetic blast. You can discard attachment with the text hero action hero response. That will discard the universal weapon Ronan's hammer. So I think this is a good matchup for Magneto. And yeah, I am super duper excited to use Magneto to face a bunch of villains here. Super excited to play him. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this reaction. Happy gaming. Hope everyone is as excited as Magneto as I am. Let me know what you guys think about his kit. And let me know if you're just super disappointed that there's no Beast. But hopefully there's a lot of people that are super excited to see Magneto here as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.